sketchbook video tour. This is gonna be awful and awkward, but it's what the people wanted, and that's all that matters. Okay, so, this is a sketchbook that I started in 2016 when I was a little wee baby, and I did draw, but I didn't know that you could actually improve your art by following tutorials and looking up references. It was like a wild concept to me. So this is fan art for the book series Jacoby, and it's really cute and fun detective story with supernatural elements, and it was right up my alley, and this is from the first book. So I almost made this my bachelor thesis project, but then I didn't. And then we have one of my long-time obsessions, Greek gods, namely Hades and Persephone, and of course Cerberus, and also Artemis, as we can see here. I tried some dynamic posing with some cute deer, but then as I said, I did not look up good references. I just thought, I know what shapes are. Triangles are dynamic, so this is what it's gonna look like. Yeah, I mean, you live and you learn. And this was actually all part of a Instagram challenge where there was a prompt list for a different god each day, and I made it to like day 10 before the amount of research I had to do kind of killed my motivation. This is Nike, Roman goddess. I don't know what this is. It's a cool chicken though, and I want his head, or her head, I don't know. Nike is the goddess of victory, and she has wings, which I didn't know, and I added them afterward. I still remember this. This is a study of Nike, a Nike statue I did. Yeah, so this, oh my god. You know, sometimes I have story ideas, and they develop, and they flourish, and I listen to songs, and then it develops, and then this is not one of these. This is, I think I had this concept of, why do they always have cool superhero powers in these superhero stories? Why are the powers always useful and constructive? And why does this have to be it? Why can't they have some kind of useless powers? And, you know, then I had this idea of a testing facility, and they all live there, so it's like a boarding school and a testing facility. And this is the researcher lady, and she was always like very stern and determined, and I don't know why. I think I had a reason. And then this is Ice Boy, and Ice Boy Ice Boy can make the temperature in a room drop by 5 degrees, and he can make water freeze, glass of water freeze, and that's it. Yeah, so this was his useless power, and then somewhere along the lines, the research facility was gonna get attacked, I think, by people who were like, oh my god, we can't have freaks alive, you know, like in X-Men. And it collapses, and there's this dramatic scene where she's like, you have to come with me, and he's like, no, I want to stay here, this is my home, you are my home, or something, you know. You get it. I was in it with the heart and then not with the brain. Next up, we have the best thing in the sketchbook, Mr. Sharkman. And also something from Inktober, some sketches. The prompt was horns, and I mean, what you gonna draw if not a hot demon boyfriend? And then, as some of you may know, I studied communication design, which is basically like graphic design, and that means I had to do some typography experiments. And what can I say? They're show-stopping, they're spectacular, they look great and professional, and I don't know why Pentagram Design hasn't hired me yet. I mean, look at this! It's great! Oh my god. You know, sometimes I think I haven't learned anything, but I think that's fine, you know? You don't have to learn everything. You don't have to... I wrote this blindly. Oh yeah, and then this was for illustration class. Let me bring that closer to you. This is Inspiring People. And my inspiring person was Marcus Tullius Cicero, an ancient Roman person, senator, and good at talking and translating Greek philosophy into Rome and all of that great thing. And he has a really interesting life story. Some sketches for this and some thumbnails, because as you can see, I am great at running out of space, so thumbnails are the way to go, you know. And I mean, you can't have a Roman person without a Roman column here and here. That's just the law, I don't make the laws. And then this, oh my god, I had this emotional dream, you know, this like epiphany, you could say, about a story. I don't know how the story went exactly. I just knew that this winter person man abducted a couple of women. Okay, this is already a great start. And they were like in his icy stone cold castle, and they were all sisters, and I think the sisters were Autumn, Summer, and Spring, and this is Autumn, and she's the main character basically, and he treated them very poorly. And I don't know, I say we as if I'm like a production company, but I don't know what the point was of him abducting them, because they were just, in my dream, they were just in this very dark place, like a cellar or something. And she was like, I'm gonna get us out of here, I'm gonna charm him, and I'm gonna make him fall in love with me so I can get the key and get all of us out of here, and then we can just run home, because it was just an icy plain with this one castle. And I think maybe his inspiration to abduct them was that he wanted companionship, but he also wanted it to be winter forever. And then so she makes him fall in love with her, and I think this is the design I came up with, not the one I dreamt. Like, I don't know what, in my dream people just change their appearances, they're like, whew. Yeah, she does exactly that, and they flee, they just run out of the castle, and as they run, like the seasons start to come back, like the ground is thawing, and the trees are blooming, and they run, and there's like these colorful leaves for Autumn, and then he runs after them, but Autumn is the slowest one, because she keeps looking back and she's like, oh my god, he's gonna trip, he's so stupid, he's gonna trip, I need to make sure he's okay. So, of course, she and he have like this emotional scene, okay, where he's just, the more he walks, the more he breaks out into tears, and she's like, oh my god, he's such an idiot, and I kind of do feel bad for him. So she runs back and he's like, I just wanted you to stay, I really liked you, and I know I was wrong, but I'm just still a bad person. But in my dream this was like the great emotional moment, because we have this wide open field and this wide sky, and they're like there, and all the seasons are swirling around them, and he's like, oh my god, I'm such a mess, and she's like, yeah, but it's okay. And I don't know what the ending of this would be. I think they should go their separate ways, because let's be real, he abducted them, but you know, the Beauty and the Beast, that's also in the end, it's pretty good. So these are, I think, the first sketches for my Oni and Mako story. I think the story in this one was much different, like way more Beauty and the Beast. As you can tell, I have a slight obsession with that fairy tale as well. Well, anyway, so we have this lovely girl and her very fantastically constructed umbrella that I definitely googled references for. And then we have more Hades and Persephone. And here I tried different styles with her hair, make it look like a flower maybe, or what was my idea here? I think like a poofy, like a, well, you know, it can never hurt to draw the goddess of spring, and it can never hurt to draw the god of the dead, sorry. Another Oni and Mako sketch with watercolors this time. And some studies of a cool person with a cool Japanese traditional clothing piece, and some volleyball players, and some fencers, and a cool sword guy. When in doubt, draw sword guys. Then a face. I think I was trying to practice expressions with like a simple character design. and then I drew 2 and forgot about it. So, you know it is. Oh, this is Selkie Girl. This is Tallulah. Back when she looked more like a real person and not like a 2D animated character. Oh yes, these were emoji doodles where my Instagram followers submitted 3 emojis, and then I drew little doodles based off that. I mainly just wanted to use my watercolors. Yeah, and it was fun. I mean, as you can see, I didn't look up what a deer actually looks like, but you know, sometimes you just want to have fun without googling references, you know. Oh yeah, and then this was a challenge I did with my friend. We made each other Pinterest boards and then sent them to each other, and we had to make an illustration based off of it. And I colored this one digitally actually, and it was really fun. It was really cool. Another emoji doodle, the little squirrel, and he almost got like caught by a football player, but then I thought this one was cuter, so. And more emoji doodles. The graveyard is definitely not my original joke, by the way. I think I have this from a Tumblr post that I saw a screenshot of on Instagram. And then I went to the zoo, back when that was legal and allowed, and I drew some of the worst penguins I've ever drawn, but you know, that's what it's for, to make mistakes. So, more penguins. And I really like this one actually, because the water is running out here, the colors are running out, and it's like a cool watercolor effect. And this is the seal enclosure actually. And some turtle boys. Turtle boys. Turtle boys. And this is the exercise where you let your friend make some color blobs and then you have to draw characters inside of it. Or faces maybe. Ah, this is really cool. It's fun. Because you can turn your brain off. It's always great when you can turn your brain off. Oh, and this is a collab with 2 talented people. And we did this where all of us draw a sketch, all of us, and then we shift it around the table, and then everybody lines the sketch of the person next to them, and then we shift it around again, and everybody colors the person next to them. So everybody does one sketch, one line, and one color, but each is a different drawing. So I just did the coloring in this one, basically. And this is the other character that came out of it, and they looked like sisters, so I drew them fighting! More Selkie Girl and Fisher Boy, but grown up and in cool clothing that I also didn't look up references for. This is like the unifying theme here. She doesn't look up references. Oh yeah, this was an attempt to layer my water markers on top of each other with this character design that I did in 2019, it must have been. My gosh. But I'm really glad I did this, because I have some takeaways from this. Some colors really don't go together, and some can go together. I hate it, but it helped me grow, so. This is another Tallulah sketches. Here I try to simplify her shapes, make it more cartoony. And this is pretty close to what she ended up looking like. A statue. As you can see, I did not plan out this statue properly. And then some birds. Oh, I miss looking at birds in the city. I really do. Oh, this is the Friends. I draw this in your style kind of thing. This is where I had like a breakthrough moment with watercolors, and I really liked how it turned out. For a change. Yes, and this is from a medieval market or medieval fair. I don't know. Where people dress up as medieval people, and there's booths with swords and all of that kind of thing. And I saw some cool people. They're in no relation to each other, but I saw her, and then I saw her, and then I saw him. And as I drew them, I tried to stylize them and make them character designs, and this ended up costing me like most of the quality, because I tried to make her face look like I saw it, but then the rest, it just it was confusing. I wished I had done the sketches before, as I saw the people, and then did the abstraction process on a later point in time, but I didn't. So then I got the best self-insert fanfiction of the universe in my mail, and it's the abridged version, I should say. And it's Dante's Divine Comedy, which ended up being my bachelor thesis project. And these are the very first sketches I did when opening the book, when reading the opening chapter of Virgil and Dante, and the world building a little bit, and the first couple of scenes. And I tried to make it look really, really cool. Oh my gosh. This was when I was playing the game Sky a lot, and they have these like bird-like creatures that fly around the world in huge swarms around the cloud, and it looks so cool. I love it. I love that game. It's like, oh, it's so beautiful. It's goals, basically. And more Divine Comedy. Here I had the idea that Satan's angel wings could be stuck in the crater of hell. So basically this is where the people would walk on. It didn't really make sense, but in my head it was like the coolest idea, you know. Some Virgil sketches where I try to stay in character or on model. This is where I googled what Dante looks like, and then I was like, oh wait, he always has this hat on because he's basically asleep or dreaming, and yeah. So here I redrew the very first post I ever posted on Instagram, the very first drawing, I should say, of different kinds of people, I called it, and it was drawn in fountain pen. So I redrew it, but I didn't really improve the character designs. I just tried to, I don't know what I tried, to be honest. Who is he? Oh wait, okay. This was a game you can play with your odd friends, where each of you draw a line and then you give it to the person and they draw a line and then give it back to you and you draw a line and so on and so forth. And we ended up with this lovely thing. Oh yeah, this was the same thing. And this looks like really cool. I mean, this is like from a country on a flag, you know. Oh, and then more Divine Comedy. Woohoo! I used this one, and this one, this one, and this one, and this one, and this one in my bachelor thesis project. Basically, like almost the same, just adjusted a couple of small things. Yeah, so you never know how you can use your sketches you did 2 to 3 years ago, you know. So this is Geryon, the dragon of hell. And I did not Google that he's supposed to, like, he has this whole big description in the original text, but in my version there was none of it. So I thought, oh my god, I can, like, be so creative. Like, he could be a bulldog hound, or he could be, like, a deep sea creature, eel, and, like, mixture, or maybe, like, in the medieval banners you see, like, dragons. Maybe he could look like this, and but then I googled it, and he has like a very, very detailed description, so none of this is like close to what he looked like. And this was an assignment where we had to represent emotions or words in drawing or in art, and I think this was sadness or maybe hopelessness. And this was a live drawing where I tried to watercolor. Oh, this was in Dublin. This was this scene on top of a bridge in the park, and there was just one ray of light coming in from here, and it was so nice to see because all the white seagulls and ducks were illuminated by this one key light, and they were so bright against the dark sky, and it was so cool. And I tried to capture it, but you know, if you only have one pencil, it's not gonna look the way you see it. And then I went to the dead zoo, and it was fun. We sketched some cool dead animals, and he's so cute. I like him. Yeah, so quick advice: don't. Yes, so more dead animals for science. I like this, and this, I love this. I think it could have been worse. Oh yeah. Osprey. Horse. Oh no, zebra actually. This is, I have no idea what this is. Fisher boy, look at him. This was before mermaid. I remember this because I was trying to find style, and I thought watercolors would be fitting because, you know, the sea, watercolors. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't think it would have been the best style for me because I kind of struggle with recreating things I drew a lot, you know, so this is almost the end, except for this one. I had like this reading renaissance in 2019, and I almost read all the novels of Belinda Bauer. She writes crime and like really cool, interesting premises and stuff. And this was this kept itself inside my head. It lived in my head rent-free, as the youth say, yeah, for weeks. And it's, I don't know if I can recommend it because it has very heavy themes, but I really liked it because it was told from the perspective of this boy. So I drew him lying in the heather and trying to find a grave by digging with a shovel. It was so intense, that book. Jesus Christ. Okay. So as you can see, I never finished it because, if I'm being really honest, this is like so weird because it's a great sketchbook, you know. It has a hard cover, it has these ring things, which means you can flip it over like this, and it has just the right size. It has this great paper that you can use pretty much all the supplies on, but you know, I started it casually and I have like this sense of dread whenever I look at it because there's so many failed attempts and I'm not really satisfied with anything that's in there. So whenever I look at it, I'm like, oh, do I really want to finish it in here? Like, it's basically done already and I have to face all of this to get to it, you know. I don't know if you can relate to this or if like this is just an excuse I made inside my head, but it's like you're not friends with your own sketchbook, which is rude because you paid money for it. But yeah, that's the interesting sketchbook. It's not really interesting. I don't know why I even made it an option. I guess I just thought it would be interesting to see like the progression of like 2016 to 2019 or 20 even. So yeah, thanks for watching. This was a very long, very rambly video. I will finish this by showing you my setup for this great video. Because tripods are for losers, right?